Hello, welcome to another tutorial video. This is going to be the first in a series of a very different kind of tutorial video. The main reason being is the ones I normally do are quite quick, quite fast paced, and I try and get into them in as an essential amount of detail as you need to know. That's very good short term, and I do believe obviously makes a difference, and it has made a difference. But I want to do a series of lessons to give you full confidence. And the reason I want to do this is because obviously having taught quite extensively, there's students who approach exams in full confidence of what they know. They're prepared for every single question and most eventualities, and there's the other student that will have taken on board some of what I say, and it will give them a confidence boost, and it will make them feel like they can achieve in a certain particular area. But generally, when I look back over students' grades, when I've actually got them back, I find that the students who had the most confidence were the ones who did best. And I mean differentiating their grades by perhaps 2, sometimes even 3 grades, as opposed to the other students who would generally do maybe half a grade or a grade better than they were expecting to do. So I'm hoping in giving this set of tutorial videos out to a wider range, that you'll have, A, I'll have more time to actually get it to you, but B, I think you'll just be able to approach the exam with utter confidence. So exactly what I normally do with my class, I'm going to go through with you now. The first bit I'm going to do is on obviously this introduction and some of the material that's already available. Then I'm going to go into the 2 AOs. I'm going to go through them in detail to give you an exact understanding of what you're trying to do. Then I'm going to look at the question format. So we're going to be analysing the 4 questions that are going to be asked on section A and going through them in a way that you understand the skill that's being required from you. And then I'm going to look at each question individually after that. And then after that, to top it off, again exactly as I do with my class, I'll give them, and I'm going to give you hopefully exemplar material. So all that's going to come after that is going to be C grade stuff, A grade stuff, and the comparison between the two. So in a C grade attempt, what we'll be doing is just showing you C grade effort, and I'll be talking about why I think this gets a C. Obviously I'll be writing it as well, and then I'll write an A grade one, and then I'll say why I think this gets an A, and I'll be constantly referring to the descriptors over on this side of the screen so you can actually see where I'm getting the information from. And then I'm going to compare the two to show you the pros and cons, the what's missing and what's added to actually make the difference, because that won't be my focus for these two. So I'm going to do that for all the questions, and then I'm going to have a head of English or an examiner go through the feedback for both. So they'll be giving you years of experience and years of exam marking experience as well, saying why this actually hits the descriptors. It's not going to be a repeat of what I'm saying in any of this. It's going to be from a much more critical point of view, because here I'm trying to give it to you in a way that you understand. They'll be feeding back here in a way that's examiner based and examiner led. And then after that, I'll just kind of tie it up with any other bits that you feel are missing, so please let me know. So hopefully for section A, this will cover it in its entirety. So the last thing I want to do on this one is give you an overview of materials already available. And if you go to our page here, We Can Study English, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you just scroll down here, there's 2 places where you can get the information on the new GCSE. In the playlists, I've actually already put 5 videos up that just talk quite briefly and quickly about the mark schemes, etc. Very good information, but this is going to be a hell of a lot more detailed. Like I say, it will be similar to how I would go about it in a lesson. And if you click over here on the list of my tutorials, at the bottom you'll find, the language section, and in the language section, one of the things I do recommend you still read is this A-star exemplar piece that was marked by AQA themselves. The reason I'm doing my exemplar pieces at the moment is because AQA have not released any yet, but in the future perhaps they will, and when they do, obviously I'll use those, but hopefully with my experience and obviously with an examiner's experience here, we'll be able to give you the feedback that will make the most difference to your studies, and most importantly your confidence. If you go into the exam assured, knowing what you have to write for each piece, then hopefully you're going to do a lot better. Look forward